Hello Nation, I'm Rock Var here on Var Nation, checking in with you guys about new content on DC Universe Online. I apologize for my get up, I'm still on the mend here, but we have some big news happening and I wanted to jump in and let you guys know what was going on. So as you know, they've announced the next bit of content in DCUO is going to be the Judas Contract, and that is going live. Honestly, I don't know when, but they're doing a launch and a live stream tomorrow to talk about it, and I thought I would come on and go over not only what we know so far about the Judas Contract, but also give a little insight as to what I was hoping to have this this DLC consist of, and unfortunately what it's probably not going to consist of. So when I think Judas Contract, there's one thing that pops into my mind, and that is absolutely not the New 52 or the rebirth telling of the Judas Contract. When I think Judas Contract, I'm thinking about what you're looking at here on the screen from the 1984 version, Tales of the Teen Titans Annual. This is one of the best Teen Titans stories. It really gets into the nuts and bolts of the team and their trust issues and why those trust issues may have been there and to begin with, and in the end justifiable. This was a really good story, and I won't ruin it for any of you who haven't read the comics and don't know what happened there. You definitely should go look it up. What I'm showing you right now is just the DC Wikipedia that kind of gives the basis of the story, but really what you would want to look at, you're going to want to read this for yourself, but this is a detailed story. It's using my favorite lineup of the Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, and it just, these characters have been with us since I was a kid. I mean, I was 4 years old when this comic was released, and so I grew up. This was the Teen Titans that I grew up with until eventually they reboot and they do the new Teen Titans where they bring in Superboy and all that kind of stuff, the additional lineup. But this is the core team that I would have loved to see this story be about. And it was such a good story that, in my opinion, there really was no reason to mess with it. But unfortunately, DC Comics went through this phase where they wanted to redo everything, and they thought that, apparently the stories that we had been blessed with for so many years needed to be refreshed because kids today weren't as in touch with these characters. So they went back and they wanted to make everything. In my opinion, it was like the Marvelization of DC Comics. For a long time, Marvel had been kind of the darker, more realistic comic book franchise. DC had been more of the light-hearted, superheroes, colorful, big personalities. They were heroes because they wanted to be heroes. Of course, you had the anti-hero, but that was kind of few and far between. Until the Marvel movie franchise started taking off, and they started to seem more, you had the first Avengers movie, which seemed a little bit more hokey, a little bit more, had that superhero vibe to it. And so at that point, in my opinion, Marvel started going a little bit more campy, and DC started trying to go this dark path. You had the Nolan Batman movies that did extremely well. Then all of a sudden, Warner Brothers wants everything at DC to be Batman. Every character over there needs to be a brooding, tragedy story, and it really, to me, got out of hand. They really basically, when the New 52 came out, I turned my back from it for the most part, and I didn't do it without reading and without paying attention to what was going on, because trust me, if it was good, I would have loved it and I would have been there cheering it on. But for for the most part, in my opinion, they took a whole lot of good stories and a whole lot of good characters, and they just completely changed who they were to try and appeal to a different audience that didn't appeal to them anyway. So I mean, it wasn't people that liked those characters to begin with. In my opinion, that's their loss. But in DC's mind, they decided rather than change the readers to appreciate the characters, they would change the characters to try and get appreciation from the readers. And so, and that didn't work. We saw that really crumble and fall. The New 52 was, of course, it's made a lot of sales initially because it was a new thing, but it quickly died out, and they quickly reverted, like I had always thought, back to pretty much the norm. But unfortunately, a lot of that stuck with the characters, so they did not reboot. They took a lot of the crap basically that they had come out with about some of these characters, which in my opinion, if you look at the Teen Titans in the New 52, they've basically ruined each and every one of those characters to a degree, and they've really altered them from what they had been in the past. And so when they did Rebirth, and they apparently felt the need to redo the Judas Contract, they redid it with a lot of the New 52 backstories of the characters, and a lot of the New 52 vibe, and I did not like it. And so but that looks like it's along the lines of what we're going to possibly get in DCUO, and I say that because of course they show both versions here when they introduced it. And so we know with the Teen Titans Judas Contract that in DCUO's version, now this again, it's going to be like it was with the Superman, the Death of Superman arc. It's going to be their own spin. It's going to be, they're going to take what they already have in the world of DC Universe Online and make it apply to this story. But they're also talking about introducing new characters, which I think that we can see up here front and center. Mr. Damian Wayne is going to be making his debut in the DC Universe, which in my opinion he could just stay completely out of the DC Universe and it wouldn't bother me much at all. I really don't like that character, outside of the fact that he's Bruce Wayne's son. That's the only really thing that he has going for him, in my opinion. But things that you need to know about the Judas Contract coming in DCUO. Now, of course, they're going to be doing a live stream, and I'm going to give you the information on when to expect that. But the Judas Contract is going to be a large-scale episode and event with level-agnostic event versions of content available for a limited time. So it's going to be an actual DLC. This isn't going to be just an event that comes for a little while and is gone. It's going to, we're going to see a buffing of lower tiered players so that they can enjoy it for a limited time. But for the most part, this is a in-content event, or in-content DLC. The episode will feature new and returning heroes and villains, including, of course, Nightwing, Raven, Damian Wayne, Red Robin, Terra, Jericho, and more. Again, I would rather not see Red Robin. I would rather him just be Robin, and I'd rather Damian Wayne just not exist. The storyline will include a variety of single-player and multiplayer adventures set in and around Titans Island and Titans Tower. The episode is going to launch new player rewards, including new gear styles, base items, and feats. This is episode number 32. It will be titled Teen Titans Judas Contract, and it's going to launch in July on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So this is what they're going to go into detail and talk about tomorrow, along with the new augment system, which we've already done a video on. Just be aware that that is coming. And so right now we're going to go and I'm going to check and see for you guys when exactly this live stream will be so that you can attend. And as you can see there, that live stream is going to begin at 12 p.m. July 6th. That is tomorrow, if you're watching this video pretty soon after it's been uploaded. If not, it may be over by the time you watch this. But that will be an official live stream by DC Universe online, and that is going to be on their official Twitch channel. And I encourage you to check that out. The live streams are always fun. I'm going to gather what information I can from it, and we'll meet up again over the weekend to talk about, what reality looks like versus what, hopes and dreams looked like. We'll see. But anyway, I will be here to bring you all your DCUO news as much as possible. Please subscribe to the channel. That way you get updates when we go live and when we do new updates like this one. You can also follow us on Twitter at Var_Nation, and there we'll try to keep you posted on DCUO news and all the tomfoolery that goes on in the game. For Var Nation News, I'm Rock Var reporting.
Var Nation News. We mean business.